Well, tonight, government has condemned what it describes as an unacceptable attack on Class Media Group journalist Samuel Addo during the Kasua Market fire coverage, vowing firm action against the rogue fire service personnel. Now, the fire service has denied the allegations, claiming they seized Samuel Addo's phone for recording an altercation without permission. The incident has sparked an outrage among journalists, media advocacy groups, and Class Media Group, which is calling for swift investigation and accountability.
Broke out at the Kasua New Market, prompting an emergency response from the Kasua Fire Station and the Weija Fire Station. The journalist Samuel Addo of Class Media Group was reportedly attacked while attempting to film a fierce exchange between the firefighters and some unidentified civilians at the market.
Well, the Class Media Group has condemned the assault, calling for a thorough investigation into the incident. In a statement issued on Monday, January 5, 2026, Alhaji Seidu Agongo, speaking on behalf of the media group, expressed deep concern over the attack, saying it threatens press freedom and the safety of journalists in the country. And you have the statement there. It reads, on behalf of the Class Media Group, I express deep concern over the assault on one of our journalists by personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service. Such incident not only threatened press freedom and the safety of journalists, but also undermine Ghana's credibility and standing as a champion of media rights. We urge the relevant authorities to conduct a swift and impartial investigation to establish the facts and ensure accountability. Our journalist was performing his lawful duties, and we expect full cooperation from all parties to safeguard media practitioners. We remain committed to promoting responsible journalism and call for calm as this matter is addressed.
But the Ghana National Fire Service has been clarifying the matter. In a statement issued earlier today, the service said it is yet to identify the officer involved as investigations into the incident has been launched. Let's bring you details of that statement published earlier by the Ghana National Fire Service, just detailing some of the key things that they have found since this incident started. It says the Ghana National Fire Service has taken note of a viral video circulating on social media, which allegedly shows some yet to be identified fire service personnel assaulting a civilian whose identity has not been established. The service confirms that the alleged assault of a journalist is under police investigation and that the Ghana National Fire Service will fully cooperate to establish the facts. The video captures an altercation between firefighters and a suspected thief who had earlier attacked firefighters along with a group of accomplices at the fire scene. Management of the service has constituted a committee to investigate the incident thoroughly and establish all relevant facts. While the Ghana National Fire Service condemns attack on its personnel, it equally frowns upon any form of physical or verbal assault on civilians by its personnel regardless of all level of provocation, they say in their statement. They go on to state that the Ghana National Fire Service therefore urges the public to remain calm and exercise restraint while the investigations continue. They go on to state that the Ghana National Fire Service remains committed to professionalism, accountability and transparency in the discharge of its mandate and will continue to cooperate with the media and relevant authorities to ensure accurate public information. Further updates on this matter, according to the Fire Service, will be communicated as necessary.
Well, still on the Kasua fire, traders at the Kasua market that was ravaged by an inferno on Sunday are calling on governments to come to their aid. Preliminary investigations by the fire service shows the fire was caused by a faulty electrical connection. My colleague Jima Apia was at the market earlier today and has filed the following report.
The massive fire swept through the market around 4 p.m. yesterday, destroying more than 360 stalls and wiping out goods worth thousands of cedis. The Ghana National Fire Service says traders delayed in alerting emergency services, a situation that worsened the extent of the damage. The Member of Parliament for Ewutu Senya East, Phyllis Nakoyo Okuno, visited the market to assess the devastation and commiserate with affected traders.
I don't have a shop in the market, but I also have my goods bins because their goods are my goods, their wares are my wares. So we are in this together. I just want to assure them that they are not alone and we are doing this together.
Some of the affected traders shared accounts of their losses, expressing hope that government support will enable them to restart their businesses.
I sell tissues, rubbers, pack, and a lot. I sell a lot of things. Probably 20,000. That's 200 million.
Well, if you know, be framing 430. What I tell me say, me go me say rough for them. What I apatana shoe, me say oh me fro apatana shoe. Was oh me I grow me brand tantam. It's true moment. Me sorry me buy, and buy me betu apatani nash.
Meanwhile, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, says it is compiling data on affected traders to determine the appropriate support to offer.
If you look at your back, a lot has been destroyed. Some didn't get anything. And even if those that have something has been destroyed, it can be sell or use again. So we've packed all those goods to our office. Yes, we will assess on them and then we will know what to do later.
Further investigations by the fire service, including a review of CCTV footage from the market, indicates the fire was triggered by an electrical fault. According to ACFO Grade 2, Miranda Atiga Mensa, investigations are ongoing to identify any additional factors that may have contributed to the outbreak.
We are still doing investigation concerning to know the actual, we know the cost, but that is not that may not be the full cause of the fire. There might be a lot of issues. So we'll see to it. We'll do investigation further.
So even though they have their wares destroyed by the fire, they are hopeful that they can rebuild their lives with the help of the government. Reporting live from the Ewutu Senya East District of the Central Region, Kasua New Market. My name is Jima Apia.
Well, let's explore this further. Join us now is Emmanuel Dogwevi. He is West Africa editor, society leader, and he joins us live here on JoyNews Prime. We appreciate your time. We're just looking at the fallouts of this fire incident at the Kaswa New Market. Some journalists have raised concerns about treatment, especially during the discharge of their duties. We're just hearing that indeed one of our very own Class FM journalists was assaulted in line of duty. We've heard from government give us the assurance that they will be looking into this. But from where you sit, how do we nip this issue in the bud? Emmanuel, I'm hoping you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
I would be glad if you could speak up a bit so that I can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me now? I lost you.
Unfortunately, we don't have clear connection to Emmanuel. Away from that, the late Member of Parliament, Nazar Ture Mahama, has been laid to rest. This follows his burial rites at the National Mosque in Kanda here in Accra, where family members, Muslim clerics and sympathizers gathered to mourn his demise. The MP passed on Sunday at the Kolobu Teaching Hospital after a short illness. He was laid to rest in less than 24 hours in accordance with the Islamic doctrines. My colleague James Aveji covered the funeral rites and reports.
Among the mourners who gather here at the National Mosque in Kanda to bid a final farewell to the late Ayawaso East MP, Nazar Ture Mahama, are family members, constituents, and most especially former colleague MPs who eulogized the man as a politician who left everything on the floor of the House in the last 13 years.
He's one member who is very diligent in attending to business in the House. Even to the very last day that we went on recess, just about 2 weeks ago, he was with us. And if you recall, he actually moved the report of the committee to be adopted. He moved the motion for the report of the committee to be adopted as part of the consideration of the estimates before appropriation was passed.
He's a man of little words. The few words he will tell you are about counseling, are about things that will help you as a being. So you see some of us who were always near him, he will sit at the cafe gently. If you knew him that way, you go near him, he will interact with you. And at the end of the day, he tends to be a counselor before you.
I had that relationship with him, and we always crack jokes about that. You know, Nima and then Ashama, they had something in common. So it was just around that line of conversation.
For people like former chairman of the NDC, Ofusu, the former MP was a man who lived larger than politics.
He called me one day and said, Chairman, I have a number of filling stations across the country. Anytime you are traveling, just tell me where you are going. I will direct you to one of them. When you get there, let the attendant call me. So for about a year to 2 years, he was putting fuel in my car free of charge anywhere that I'm going. And I thought it was me alone. Then later on, I got to know that he was doing it for a number of party leaders as his contribution towards the building of the party. So even in opposition, this is what he was doing.
Chairman of the Energy Committee, which the late Nazar Ture served as a deputy until his demise, Emmanuel Kwesi Bejira extols the influence and leadership he wielded on the committee, indicating that there was more work to be done before he left.
It's a big pain, it's a painful loss to the committee because as we speak now, we have a law, that is the amendment to the agreement, the petroleum agreement for Tallow Oil and its partners. If it had been there, he would guide us that, okay, when they were passing it, this is what they did in 2013. But it's not that, well, the Lord knows better.
Even the minority have some fond memories to share. Jerry Ahmed Shaib, a second deputy whip.
And then one of the times I remember asking what the regional minister is doing, because when the previous regional minister was there, he brought us together a lot. He said he had invited her to ensure that a meeting was called. And he came back to me to give me feedback. In fact, he even invited me to a subsequent meeting, but I was not available to attend. Anybody will tell you that Honorable Nasser was a very, very calm, respectful person who didn't really matter about partisanship.
The late MP was later taken for burial in Medina after the janaza prayer was offered for him by the large gathering of Muslims. As the 60 years of life and 13 years of parliamentary work of Alhaji Nasser Toure Mahama comes to an end, the thoughts and prayers of mourners go to the wife and children as they wish his soul a peaceful rest. James Savaji, National Mosque, Kanda, Accra.
Well, away from that, the coalition of unpaid teachers says its members are currently reeling under serious financial hardship due to the government failure to clear their salary arrears. According to the group, many teachers are struggling to pay rent, utility bills, and meet other basic living expenses. Speaking at a press conference in Accra, the lead convener of the coalition, Enoch Paul Ativo, said if the government fails to respond to their concerns by the end of January, the group will be forced to embark on nationwide demonstrations. Fatah Obayaga has more in the following report.
After a series of protests held throughout 2025, the group says more than 6,000 teachers nationwide are being pushed into financial hardship due to administrative delays and the failure of the Ghana Education Service to issue the required staff identification cards. According to the coalition, many of its members have reported to post between 10 and 15 months, but have received payment for only 2 months of work. Enoch Paul Ativo is the lead convener of the coalition.
We firmly call on the government of Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Education Service to urgently address the following through this press briefing. 1. Payment of all outstanding salary arrears. All remaining staff identification numbers. 3. Correction of assumption of duty dates. 4. The rectification of errors in ranks, points, and management units. 5. Inclusion of missing names on both the master and the revalidation list. 6. Validation of teachers who have staff identification numbers but remain unvalidated. And finally, payment of arrears to validated teachers whose outstanding salaries have not been captured.
He noted that the salary arrears are critical to their survival, as many members are currently grappling with severe financial difficulties.
We urgently need our outstanding salaries to settle accumulated debts, pay our rent, cover healthcare expenses, and meet our basic living needs amid the mounting responsibilities we face. Failure to do so will leave us with no other alternative but to lawfully take to the streets to demonstrate and demand the justice we rightly deserve.
He further warned that legal action will be taken against the Ghana Education Service in accordance with labor laws if the arrears are not cleared by the end of January.
The legal action aspect that we are considering is what we find in the labor laws of Ghana. Okay, I've forgotten the article. It's not at my disposal yet, but when you employ somebody, it's a contract, an agreement, and if you don't pay the person for a number of months, the person has the right to follow the legal procedures to go to court for his or her issues to be addressed.
The coalition is urging swift government intervention to prevent further hardship among affected teachers as concerns continue to grow over the delayed salary payments. For Joy News, Fatah Obayaga, Accra.
Still on education, the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, has declared zero tolerance for the assault of teachers across the country. Speaking at the 54th National Delegates Conference of the association held at the University of Professional Studies, Accra, President of NAT, Reverend Isaac Owusu, listed the creation of a safe working environment as key demands, warning that teachers will not hesitate to shut down schools if attacks on their members persist. Presidential Affairs correspondent Max Agwagwa has more in this report.
The 54th National Delegates Conference of NAT is on the theme Education and Development, the GES at 50, reflecting, reviewing, revising and growing the profession and the unions. The NAT's president, Reverend Isaac Owusu, declared zero tolerance for the assaults or brutalization of teachers across the country. He said an attack in October 2025 saw gunmen open fire in Garu, killing 4 people, including a teacher, Mr. Bukari, who was also NAT's district treasurer.
There is a need for urgent need on the part of the employer to make the workplace of teachers safe and secure. Your Excellency, of late, teachers' risk of being attacked and assaulted by individuals or group of persons, including the student in the community. A recent example is the shooting incident that occurred in the Garu district of the Upper East region. Your Excellency, the late Yaya Bukari was a teacher and a NAT member who was a district treasurer of the good people of Garu district and was shot dead in line of duty. Your Excellency, but for the intervention of this teacher, a lot of school children could have been killed. Because when these unknown men were shooting, the children were break time and they were playing. So this innocent teacher rallied the children to get into the classroom. And unfortunately, he died this painful death.
The threats by teachers to lay down their tools if assaults continue received the backing of organized labor. The Trades Union Congress TUC says it will stand in solidarity with NAT should the association declare any industrial action stemming from attacks on teachers. President Mahama joined in the condemnation and promised that his administration will work to create a safe environment for all teachers.
And a safe and secure working environment is a must. Indeed, I saw that video of I think it was a maths teacher being beaten because when he was invigilating, he refused to allow our children to cheat. And they had a sense of entitlement. And so why did you not allow us to cheat? And the unfortunate thing is that the matter went to the police station, and the parents of the students went to the police, and they said they settled the matter amicably. I mean, how is that? This is assault, it's criminal, you know. But when we inquired, the police also said, I think the teacher was compensated, so he didn't want to press charges anymore. But I said, at least the children should have been booked, they should have been taken through the legal process, and at least, if nothing at all, they should have been bonded to be of good behavior for a period of time. And then we'll believe that justice has been done. But just for parents to come and, you know, pay a little compensation, it will encourage others to do the same. You know, and so as for assaults on teachers, I am with you 100%. We will deal with it.
President of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, demanded an immediate review of the single spine pay policy. He stressed the need for urgent pension reforms to safeguard the welfare of teachers. President Mahama assured teachers that his government will review the single spine pay policy and address their concerns. He also stated that issues related to the 3-tier pension scheme will be looked into.
The spine is very crooked now, and everybody is unhappy. Everybody is unhappy with the spine. And so, of course, TUC raised it with us and asked if we could look at the whole salary structure again. And I can say that we're very willing to do that so that we're able to remunerate people better so that they can give off their best in terms of what we ask them to do. A few years ago, we did a new pension reform. Everybody was happy, tier 2, tier 3. It looks like the time has come for us to look at it again. And so again, TUC, as the leader of organized labor, raised it with us. And I told Comrade Joshua and his team that we're prepared to put together a working team to look at the whole pension reform and come up with some suggestions and see how we can improve it so that everybody is happy and feels secure going into retirement.
Still on education, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission has slammed the University of Ghana over a 25% fee hike for 2025-2026, ordering an immediate reversal and refund for students who overpaid. Director General of GTEC, Professor Ahmed Jinapor, stressed that public universities cannot raise fees without Parliament approval. Professor Jinapor said all new fees, including 75th anniversary and development levy charges, must be suspended.
What you make of it? What steps are you going to take about this particular incident?
Well, as you are aware, the Minister for Education did direct GTEC to issue a statement to the effect that this year, that is the 2025-2026 academic year, fees are not supposed to be increased for all publicly funded tertiary institutions. And I think somewhere in November, we issued such a statement. Today, it's come to the attention of the Commission, which is GTEC. The University of Ghana has increased their fees by 25%. We are yet to get official confirmation from the university. We intend to write to the university for them to confirm if that is the case. And if it is not, the better for us. But if it is, then the university will be compelled to reverse such increments because it has not been approved by Parliament, which is the statutory body responsible for increment of fees for tertiary, especially public tertiary institutions. So that is the position of the Commission. We are yet to get a confirmation from the University of Ghana relative to this increment. And as I indicated, if it is the case that they did increase it without recourse to the laid-down procedures, then they will be asked to reverse it.
All right. So what would you want to say to other universities that may be considering such an increment also?
No university is allowed to increase fees, including University of Ghana, when it comes to academic facility user fees. Academic facility user fees are determined by Parliament. And as I indicated, GTEC did write to all public funded universities and colleges that this year fees have not been increased, so they are supposed to stay within last year's academic facility user fees, which is 2024-2025. So to the best of our knowledge, all institutions are abiding by it, including University of Ghana. So it came to us as a surprise that there's this news item that University of Ghana has increased its fees by 25% without recourse to the laid-down procedure. So as the regulatory agency, we'll be writing officially to University of Ghana for them to explain if it is the case. If it is not, then the better for all of us. But if it is the case that they did increase their fees without recourse to the laid-down procedure, then they would have to reverse it.
Okay. Finally, students, we are told, are already reporting to campus, and if in case any of them have already paid these fees.
Well, I think there are mechanisms for dealing with such issues. Either their accounts will be credited for the coming year, or their money should be refunded to them.
Speaking to JoyNews, some students of the University of Ghana expressed dissatisfaction with the decision, citing poor infrastructure on campus. They complained that basic facilities, including non-functional classroom, microphones and other learning amenities, remain a deplorable concern to them because they wish government will fix it.
It's not good because if you look at our classrooms, our microphones are not working. Some of the school amenities are not actually in check. So if we are going to increase all these things, are you guys going to work on it? That's the question. If you are going to work on it, why not? We'll pay for it. But if you are not going to do anything about it, I'm sorry, some of us are going to, protest against it. We are not happy with the increment. So please, University of Ghana Management, do something about it. We really beg you guys. Please do something.
We, being students, we are not asking too much from our leaders. Just go to Botswana here, you understand? Students are rather being paid for attending school. And we are not even asking of those sorts. Just provide the services that we are here for. We are here for the knowledge that we can imbibe in us. Then we can also help in building the nation. So if this is what they are doing, we are not taking anything from them, and rather they are the ones taking or costing us much, then it's abnormal.
The least I can say about that is that, you see, 25% increment to me is very dear. So I think they should look at it again. and then probably they should let it come down, right? So that we see, because the students should be met halfway, if possible. So this is to the leaders, or to the opinion, those who matters. They should look at this again for us.
If there is going to be an increment, at least the student body should be made aware why the increment, or why the 25% increment. Probably maybe the SRC has taken an initiative doing this. So the student body should be made aware that this is the reason for the increment. But then we didn't know anything. The fees came and then there was a 25% increment. Until recently, when the school management brought a communique out that it is not the school's body, or it's not the school body who implemented that, but then the SRC and then GRASAC.
You're still going to JoyNews Prime with us here. We'll take a short break. When we return, we have more. Please stay with us.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. To other stories now.
Well, the Ministry for Justice and Attorney General's Department has inaugurated 3 ministerial advisory boards to provide strategic guidance on legal policy direction, national security priorities, and stakeholder engagement. The board is expected to offer independent counsel on legal policy reforms, operational strategies, and emerging justice and security challenges, while strengthening collaboration between the ministry and the Legal Aid Commission and other key national institutions. Speaking at the inauguration, Deputy Minister for Justice Dr. Sripsai says government aims to expand funding resources or sources for legal aid services nationwide. There's more in the following report.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will not, directly or indirectly, communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration.
The 3 ministerial advisory boards, made up of senior government officials and legal sector experts, are expected to support reforms within Ghana's justice delivery system. The board will advise on policy adjustments, improve coordination among justice sector institutions, and help address emerging legal and security challenges. Speaking at the inauguration in Accra, Supreme Court Judge Justice Gabriel Palman underscored the need for stronger supervision, accountability, and efficiency across the justice sector.
You would all agree with me that at this present moment, the Attorney General, the Office of Attorney General and Ministry of Justice have a huge mandate to discharge.
Deputy Minister of Justice Dr. Justice Sripsai noted that government remains committed to improving access to justice, particularly through the expansion of funding sources for legal aid services nationwide.
We have noticed that one of the biggest challenges that the governing board, the Legal Aid Commission has is funding. So we selected individuals who have track record in raising funds from civil society or international organization, human rights organization to back its activities. So we carefully selected these people to address specific challenges that we know the Legal Aid Commission has been facing over the years. We hope and believe that they would be able to bring on board the necessary funding arrangements and programs to make the legal aid very successful.
Government says the establishment of the advisory boards form part of broader efforts to strengthen legal governance, enhance institutional collaboration, and ensure that justice delivery remains responsive to national needs. Stephen Mensah's report for JoyNews.
Well, let's head now to Sene West, where the roads are not just barred, they are a blockade strangling the local economy. And as Sabit has more in the following report.
It's your turn. Susare timi fa kwa ni nyina asai afi pesi so a ka bia so ntimi fam kwa no nyina tutu amana empo nipa kra wo nante no din so be nante ye hu sa abare bia so abasa obeye kwan ya maye.
This is not a remote path. This is a major road in the Sene West district, a lifeline now severed, crippling communities and choking livelihoods. The deplorable state of roads here is a national issue with local consequences. Economic activity is grinding to a halt, and the Member of Parliament for Sene West, Honorable Chumasi Ampofu, says the time for mere promises is over.
Very, very deplorable. So, you see, the development is very slow or very low. Even motorbike, you find it difficult to go through. It's so sandy, so muddy during rain time, and the road sometimes, when it rains, you don't see the road. Period. Because long time that we don't reshape the roads. So technically, it's not a road. We are beginning everything. So that's what I can say.
The drip machines are already here, but often sit idle due to lack of funds for fuel and maintenance. The MP's donation is a local stopgap, but his bigger proposal is for a dedicated national fund.
So as a member of parliament, I have to do what I have to do. I'll do my best. I know my funds are not much, but so far as the machines are here, we need to utilize the machines. But I think going forward, there should be funding for the machines, the drip machines, that can help, reshaping the roads. But as a start, I promised giving them 1 billion as the drip coordinator and his team to begin with.
But palliative care is not enough for some arterial roads. The MP saved his strongest criticism for the abandonment of a critical project, the Atebu Kwame Danso Road.
Our main road, Atebu Kwame Danso, is also major issue. Major issue. But I hope, now that we are in power, I believe that President will come to our aid. President himself has come here several times. When we were in power, the road was under construction. But when we left power and MPP came for 8 years, they didn't tackle the road. Close to the election that they brought contractor on the road, which we knew that it was an election road that they were going to do. And exactly that's what they did. So I'm going to push, and I'm still pushing. So that's what I can say. We are praying that we get a lot of support.
From Sene West, the message is clear. The road to development is literally broken. And while the community-funded machine might begin the patchwork, what's ultimately required is a national commitment to follow through. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Kwame Danso.
Let's take you to the Volta region now, because construction work is progressing steadily on the Todome-Germany road, which connect the two most viable economic communities in the South Dai district of the region. Now, the constructions which are under the government Big Push project would also see the rehabilitation of some inner access roads in Germany. There's more in the following report by Fred Kwame-Sare.
Messiah Sanam Ghana Limited began construction works on the deplorable Germany-Todome road in late October 2025. The construction works entail the upgrading of the Todome roads through to Kpalime, Kaira to Germany, measuring about 17.7 kilometers. About 6 kilometers of roads in the Germany township would also be upgraded to enhance socio-economic activities. Earthworks are ongoing unabated, while side drains are also being constructed around the Kaira area. The South Dai District Chief Executive, Courage Kwame Kokroko, anticipates the road network to be completed in June 2026.
South Dai, our road network is very bad. That is from Todome to Germany has been a major problem to the residents of South Dai. Thank God we did that since October ending, the contractor came to site, and I believe when you were coming, you have seen the improvement on the road. Our prayer is that by the close of June, July, thereabout, the contractor should be able to finish with the work so that at least we'll be able to commute between Todome and Germany and do good business. That is the expectation of our people.
The Member of Parliament for South Dai and Majority Chief Whip, Nelson Roxen Dapiamekbo, believes a better road network would accelerate the socio-economic development of the area.
That our roads will be completed. We've seen that major rigorous activities is ongoing on the road infrastructure. Culverts are being done. The contractor assures me that by June, the roads will be tarred. And then we'll deal with our water, extension of potable water to the area. We don't have, even though we are by the mighty lake, we don't have potable water. So contract has been awarded into lot for us to extend it from Dodi to Buso. We'll make sure that that is also completed. And then we'll enhance our school infrastructure as well as enhance our health infrastructure. Then generally, our people will be happy, especially once there's improvement in the road networks. That's all they ask for.
Meanwhile, the office of the NP organized a health screening exercise for his constituents, mostly the aged. This forms part of an agenda to ensure a healthy citizenry to enhance productivity. It also served as a platform to take stock and brainstorm on how to develop the Southern constituency. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Kaira.
You're still watching JoyNews Prime. We're back after this quick turn. Please stay with us.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us.
Let's head now to Bumprungu in the northeast region, where the people there have marked 9 years of uninterrupted peace and economic progress after years of devastating intra-tribal chieftaincy disagreement, which disrupted lives and livelihoods. Speaking at the annual traditional festival, the paramount chief Na Abuba Nasimang urged the people to continue to protect the area's journey to peace and reconciliation, while calling on government and development partners to turn the re-established calm into tangible infrastructure development. Correspondent Ilyas Otanko reports.
It has been 9 years of complete restoration of peace and harmony in Bunkurugu, a border town in Ghana's northeast region, where a long-standing chieftaincy dispute once erupted into bloodshed. The conflict severely crippled socio-economic development and placed a heavy burden on the nation's resources. Since 2016, through the performance of a customary blood burial ritual and sustained state security efforts, the once troubled Bimoba land, previously associated with death and destruction, has emerged as a shining example of peace, unity, resilience, and the power of reconciliation and compromise. The Tintan Dinale Festival is therefore celebrated annually to commemorate the return and preservation of peace and harmony, which have enabled residents to live securely in their homes and freely pursue their livelihoods. This year's celebration, as in previous years, attracted scores of traditional, religious and political leaders, as well as family members and sympathizers from across Ghana and neighboring Burkina Faso and Togo. The guest speaker, Major Dr. Sylvester Alassane Fusheni, Chief of Denigu in the Upper East region, highlighted the crucial role of chiefs as agents of development, stressing that meaningful development cannot occur without peace.
The resources of our country are in limited supply and cannot be wasted on conflicts. We must therefore demonstrate seriousness and readiness by giving peace a chance if we want to have a share. Mr. Chair, I have gone through most of the themes in the previous years, and I am saddened by the fact that for 17 years, since the formation of this festival, our chosen teams have consistently focused on how to bring peace to our communities. This is an acknowledgement that there is no peace on our land.
He expressed concern over the growing phenomenon of extreme clanism, which he described as the primary driver of internal tensions and conflict among the Bimoba people.
Your Majesties, instead of identifying ourselves as Bimobas, we rather prefer to be identified as our clans. We often want to be identified as Tonsi, Tamu-Tib, Lok-Tib, Pugara-Tib, Nani-Tib, Puri-Tib, etc., etc. This layer of division, for me, is more dangerous than tribalism. Mr. Chair, this is more dangerous than tribalism because these divisions make us not see ourselves as one, except we belong to the same clan. This is what has contributed to the numerous inter-clan conflicts in our communities.
Despite the restoration of peace, the Bunkpurgu-Napanduri district remains one of the most underdeveloped areas in the country, lacking proper road networks, access to clean drinking water, adequate healthcare facilities, and sustainable livelihood opportunities. The paramount chief, Na Alhaji Abuba Nasimon, called on the people to continue living in peace while appealing to the state to intensify efforts towards the district's sustainable development.
My message to my people is we should continue having this unity, remind ourselves that we are one people, we can't divide. Whatever be the difficulties, the anger among us, we will by all means know that we are one people. We can't separate. We can't leave anybody behind. We have to move together with the little enjoyment Almighty Allah give us. We should continue enjoy that peace and happiness.
From Bunkpurgu, Ilyas Sotanko reporting for Joy News.
Well, that's all we have time for here on Joy News Prime. How was your holidays, actually?
It was great. Feel great to be back.
You had fun?
I wish I had more fun, but then I'm back.
Anyway.
I'm glad to see you this new year.
Good to be back.
Great to have you on the show as always. Bye.